making money. And you want to lock in your trades, and you also want to protect your downside at the same time.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of American Dream Trading's live futures, education, and trading broadcasts. This is an outreach of American Dream Trading, which was founded by Chad Christian, who we affectionately call Coach, because he helps us navigate the muddy waters of everything investing, such as stocks, stock options, crypto, and futures, which is the emphasis of this program, is futures. Glad you all could be here today. My name is McC, one of the moderators here at American Dream Trading. Glad you could join us today. And you know the routine. If this is your first time being here today, make sure you click those like, subscribe, share, and turn your notification buttons on so that you don't miss any of our upcoming broadcasts. And speaking of our broadcasts, we are live 3 times daily. Coach is live from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. We're live here with the futures from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. And then we have our aftermarket show immediately following this one at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, also Monday through Friday. That can be found over on our YouTube channel, which is appropriately named American Dream Trading. Glad to have you with us today. And we'll take a look around the block. I had a good day. Hopefully you did. I know our members did. They needed wheelbarrows to haul around all the cash that was flowing into their accounts today. Very good day. I had a pretty good day myself. Can't complain. I was very green today. Hopefully you are too. All right. So as we take a walk around the block here, let's start with the NASDAQ indices. It's up here hanging out around this double top. Hasn't broke through yet. A little point of strong resistance to the upside, and it's bouncing off of it again as we speak. ES, kind of the same story, right? We can look back here, look across, and see where these peaked out at here. So you got to watch and know your levels there also. Plus we have the 200 and also VWAP up ahead there, so pay attention to those levels. YM, which is the Dow, is attempting to break and hold above VWAP, but it is now going to be trapped between VWAP and the 200 on a 1-minute chart. So that's nice to see. We're getting a little energy. Just be careful. We haven't broke away from VWAP yet, so we want to be careful there also. And gold just kind of hanging out. So it's just kind of hanging out here in this cycle for a long time. I traded primarily gold. 98% of my trades were in gold. I did do a couple NQ trades here lately, later in the day, but most of mine came from gold. Tremendous drop on gold at the New York Session Open. I don't normally enter trades at the New York Open. I always wait for the market to settle down a little bit. But after sitting there watching that plummet like that, I finally did jump in there probably more than halfway down. Ran that down, ran it up a little bit, and then was in and out throughout the day. And but I did get a late start. That was a lot of money that I gave up by waiting because, let's face it, it's very volatile. That could have pulled back and then popped right back up in a heartbeat. So we try to stay out of the markets the first few minutes at a minimum if you're an experienced trader. If you're not an experienced trader, we know Coach's rules say stay out of the market first half hour. Let the market settle down. Decide where it wants to go, right? It's not worth wrecking your account over the first few minutes or the last few minutes of the New York session because that's your most volatile times of trading. And you would have waited. If you had waited, right, you'd have done just fine. Right there, right before 10 o'clock, it started climbing. You could have made all that money. And then it went into some consolidation. You could have got back into this one, rode that up. Got to go back over here, rode that up, and so on and so forth. Plenty of money-making opportunities in the market. You don't need to risk your account the minute the market opens, right? Look at this nice run to the downside. If I did the break and hold up here, bang, bang, all the way down. It's been going down ever since it's noon, basically, right? Could have rode that sucker down there. How much of a drop is that? That's Oh, approximately, we'll just call it 350 ticks, right? $350 you would have made on one little micro contract that would have cost you, in some cases, $50, depending on your broker, right? Imagine if that was an E-mini, that'd have been $350. Imagine if you had 10 of them, that'd have been $3,500 just for one click of the mouse, right? Just math, so on and so forth, depending on your position. So that's kind of an overview what happened today. We had different members trading different things today. I was in gold, concentrating on that. Other members were riding the Russell. Did very well. That really, was that the Russell that took off to the moon here this morning? We had some members in that and called that out, pointed it out. Look at that big, ginormous rise to the top up there. Those are nice trades when you can get them. They don't happen all the time. You're lucky if you get one of them a week, but look at that one. That's just huge, right? So there's a lot of money in all these things. So being present is part of it, right? That's a 250 tick climb right there alone, just on that one movement. Not to count the downturns, the down pullbacks, and the back up again, back down. You could sat in this all day and just made a boatload of money, right? Get in here like Coach teaches us to. Get back down, back up, back down, back up, back down, right? It didn't really consolidate a whole lot until over here around 11:30ish, right? Even that, if you was a good scalper, you could have snagged that money out of that. So you literally could have sat in any of these today. That's the importance of concentrating on as few things as you can, right? If you pick one and stick to it, and we did talk about that in our training today, if you focus on one kind of contract, you can make money on it all day long. You just have to focus, right? Be laser attentive to your trades. What's your entry criteria every time you get out of a trade? What's your entry criteria to get back in, either to the upside or the downside? Develop that plan and stick to it. Don't compromise it, right? We talk about that all the time. So, this has just been beautiful here. I wish I would have traded this all day. Probably been less hassle, right? So, matter of fact, because I was in gold, it's gotten a chop zone. It's been down all day, but right now it's just kind of hanging out, right? So it could have been in these other things that are moving a little bit more, right, with higher volume. Because metals and energies tend to slow that way down in the afternoon also. So this might have been better plays than playing gold, right? Now, does gold reward you richly? Yes, it does, but it also takes away from you richly, right? So different type of volatility to deal with. Russell and the Dow overall aren't as volatile. They can be from time to time. They have their moments, right? But today was just extraordinary, count-changing day today. So good to have you here with us once again. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. I'm about ready to restart this feed to TikTok.
You snuck up. You tiptoeing.
And
You tiptoeing.
your mic is open there, C-Mac. So I don't know what's going on here with TikTok here lately. I didn't get no warnings or anything. And we don't have much in there. How about the ones that are over there TikTok, like Cameron and all them? Start smashing them like buttons. Let's get 15,000 in there, right? Let's get some activity going on too, right? Type stuff into your chat box and all that, right? So smash them like buttons. Let's see if this can boost the TikTok feed here for some reason. I'm have half a notion to stop it and restart it to see what happens. What's going on over there on YouTube? So we don't have many over there either. What's going on over there? Not much. Hey, Stephen or Bogdan, it's good to see you back. Webbot Trader, nice to meet you. Hello to you, sir, or ma'am, whatever the case may be. Glad to have you here today. Viewership is down for some reason. I don't understand that. So, I don't know if we're getting some blocks going here, but I didn't get any, like I say, didn't get any notifications as such. Usually TikTok will warn you, hey, you're being restricted or something like that, and I got none of that. So, tell you what I'm going to do, TikTok, since there's only a few people in there, I am going to kill this TikTok feed and restart it to see if that helps any. All right? So hang on. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Make sure your notification button's turned on. I'm going to end this live and restart it just to see what happens. That's what I wanted to do yesterday, and I didn't do it. So we're going to see what happens here today. Takes a couple minutes. Bear with me while I try to fire this thing back up. It's pretty labor-intensive. All right, here we go. Actually came up fairly quick this time. And we should be live here again. Take a few seconds for this to catch up. Seeing how we got that 20-second plus delay. We're on TikTok. See what happens here. If this helps the logarithm any better. Sometimes things just get lost in the interwebs. There we go, and we're back live again. We'll see what happens if people come in over there now. What's going on over there on the YouTubes? Are you smashing them thumbs up, those likes and shares? It helps if you would share that out. We have about 75% of you have given us a thumbs up over there on YouTube. Let's boost that up a little bit if you haven't done that, right? Most of our chatting is through the Discord. We do have these free lives. These are just a free outreach to tell people about American Dream Trading. But yes, the live Zoom training we have for our paid members, that is on a live Zoom call through our membership program, right? And through the Discord, you'll have live Zoom links every day, and you will join live training with an open mic, live Zoom chat all day long, depending on the membership level. With our premium membership, by the way, which has a 7-day free trial, that live training and trading starts at 8:45 in the morning with Coach and the other training moderators clear through 4 p.m. every day. And we also have the crypto 7-day free trial, which has live Zoom training also on Wednesday nights starting at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Occasionally they'll have live pop-ups. Gold is getting a little bit of burst here to the upside. Don't know if it's going to manage to hold it, but you see it there. Got a nice little round bottom there, trying to come up. And then we have our futures live training, which starts at 8:30 a.m. every morning. Training and trading at 8:30 through a live Zoom call for our paid members only. Membership has its privileges. Oh, Bogdan, you want to join? All right. I know you've been talking about it. So, yeah, make sure you have that free Discord downloaded, all that. Get your free Zoom account. Don't pay for Zoom unless you already have a subscription. The free Zoom is sufficient. And make sure you register on your Zoom as the same in your Discord for your membership, because that's how it knows you're a paid member, right? So make sure you use one email. It just makes everything easier with your memberships and your Zoom, right? That way when you run into issues and they say, well, what was your email address you're using? If you have 5 of them, trying to remember which one you used where, gets kind of difficult and really slows the process down if we ever need to provide technical support to you. Well, gold teased about getting above the 55 again. It did that earlier, and it pulled back right away. So it's teasing us. It really don't know what it wants to do. So be careful. That's why we want the break and hold. This one did not break. It did break the 55 here, but you didn't get that candle starting on the shoulder of the previous with some oomph to the upside, which is volume, right? To give an indication it wanted to move up. And what happened? That candle was weak because of that and pulled back. This one also did not start on the shoulder, so we want to wait and see till this gets back up there. So it's a very weak trade right now. Exercise caution as appropriate to your risk tolerances. So, yep. So Bogdan, get over there, get that the Discord part of it all set up and register. Go into the Traders Lounge, say hello. You can do that for free. Introduce yourself if you like, and you can hang out with the other fine folks that's in the Traders Lounge for absolutely free. Hey, Just Sell It, our friend from up north, our little Canuck. Good to see you here again. So we do have all 3 of those trials, 7-day free trials, still available. The premium with Coach and the other trading moderators, the crypto on Wednesday nights, and the futures with myself and the other training moderators and members starting at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time on live Zoom calls. So there we go. So after some teasing and some pullback, now it decides it wants to go up. Well, we do have the one on the shoulder. That's encouraging. Are we going to have oomph? Are we going to have volume come into this candle to the upside? We do have a little plateau right here where the wick's at. Look at it pull back. What a tease. I tell you. I tell you what, it's hard to make money sometimes, right? If you're jumping in that, that's why we wait on that confirmation, right? Want to see it eat up these wicks and get up above this little plateau here, and then we can go up to that 57 level, and we'll deal with it when it gets up there, right? Whether that means taking profit or pausing and waiting, however you want to do it, right? The art of trading. It's more than just clicking a mouse button. By the way, if you do have any questions concerning the futures markets or trading in general, feel free to type them into your social media chat boxes, and we'll try to do our best to answer your question live during this broadcast as time allows. Right now, time allows, so if you got questions, slap it in there. By the way, restarting TikTok did not help any. Still have people in there, but we don't have a lot of people for some reason. So, same way over on the YouTubes, a little low today. Let's get them for the ones that's over there on the TikToks. Let's smash them like buttons. Let's get a bunch of hearts flowing over there. And our gifts, we take them too, but get over there and start smashing them like buttons. Just start clicking. Make sure you're personally responsible for 5,000 yourself, right? You can click that many times. That ain't hard. Start with 1,000, right? Work your way up. Start with 100 and work your way up. Just click, click, click. Get them going over there, all right? Here, I should get it started here so they can find my mouse. There's, thank you, Jeff ED, for that liking this live. We appreciate it. All right. Trying to find out where my mouse is. I got two mice running around here with two different systems. I'm trying to figure out where it's at. Where is it? Don't know. It's froze. Well, let me restart it here. Go. We'll see what happens. So anyway, we're watching gold break out. If you guys see anything breaking out and paid members, please holler it out. Same way with you at home. For those of you playing at home, there we go. We're getting a little bit of likes there. Got a few. Smash them buttons as fast as you can, as long as you can. Till you wear your finger out or your mouse breaks. There you go. Hey, Matt, what's going on over there, buddy? Good to see you over there, Matt. Long time no see for Matt. All right, we're still teasing over here with gold. Let's take a look and see what else might be going on. You know, same story elsewhere, right?
Check crude, Mark.
Check crude oil. I will do that.
Thank you. Oh, geez, as soon as that went red.
Yeah, I mean, oil doesn't have a lot of volume this time of the day either, so
yeah, that's true.
It's hard to move once it gets this late in the day, but it can, right? Yeah, we're doing the same thing there, right? Trying to break out of that bottom bounce. It just doesn't really want to do that. We got to fight our way through through the 21 too. So it's going to be a little tough road for that one to break on through to the other side. You know, break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. You're right. All right, Matt said he's going to be coming back soon. All right. Thanks for the warning. We're still here every day. Live Zoom call from 8:30 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Of course, futures trade 23 hours per day. And gold's still teasing us. Didn't want to break out and get up there and hold above that level, right? See these wicks? Top of these wicks is what I'm looking at here. I'll pop a line on there just so we have a point of reference right here. Right, I want to see it break above this level here at least. That would give us a goal to look at. Give you a little visual there. All right. ICP is going up bid, Caitlin says. I don't know what ICP is. Never heard of it, but that doesn't mean anything. There's over 10,000 stocks that you can take a look at. I'll bring it up just for the sake of looking at it, and I'll tell you why here in a second. Give this thing a second here to load up. All right. Let me get this here up. Yep, just be careful when you call out things. It's not a recommendation to buy by any means, right? You can put in there what you see, but don't say buy this or sell this, right? Or even infer that as much as possible. So, as soon as that loads up, we'll take a look at that. All right, gold's flat there. Let's see what else we got going on here. NQ. The Dow is fighting to get above VWAP. ES is still fighting to break above the double top, triple top there, as is the Russell up here at this strong resistance point.
So, Mark, ICP is a crypto coin. It's a hot coin.
Okay.
It's like a hot stock. It's up 45%. So
Wow.
the person is right, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. If you just want to see the breakout, it's just ICP USDT is the signal.
Okay.
The
We'll take a quick look at it.
ICP USDT.
And I'll tell you, I don't trade those stuff.
USDT.
You know, I don't trade them, but it's a crypto.
Yeah.
ICP,
It's a perpetual contract.
Tether, Binance, maybe?
Yeah.
Or is that the one I want?
Any one of them should show the chart. I just only know it because I've been getting alerts for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're at a
Never
double
did.
top. Would I enter this trade now? Absolutely not. Why? Because it's at a double top. Now, I've never heard of this, never looked at it, have no intention of trading it, but let me tell you what we can do with this. I can give you a quick lesson here on how to chart out your levels. Well, I don't even need a line here. I can see these candles here. I have a double top, right? And with Coach's indicators, it also shows us it's the top of the trend channel. So if I'm not already in this, I'm not going to enter yet. I'm either going to wait for a pullback off the double top to back down to the downside, or I'm going to sit and wait for a break and hold above this, which would be the green line in this case, breaking above this double top. If it breaks and hold, I can jump in there and trade that, right? Well, what kind of levels else do I have once I get above that? Well, I don't know. I've never traded this before, right? Never heard about it before today, right? So what I'm going to do, because I haven't, but I might want to trade this. I mean, it's moving, right? Well, I can chart out some levels here, right? I can get a line here if I need to the downside so that I can watch it. You know, I can see these levels on a 4 was there. I can see the levels on a 4 hour are here, right? I can see these here, right? So those will be potential points of resistance to the downside. Now, I haven't scrolled back to confirm these levels yet, but I'm looking. This is just my first place, right? So unless it pulls all the way back here, here's a place down here. I might as well put a line more to the downside just in case. Bang, right? Now I have something to look at. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit and really see if these confirm, if these levels are strong here or these are just some lines. Well, you can see that line I drew over here lines up with the tops of these candles, right? I can see some action back here that I might want to put a line on. Multiple places where this hits, so I'll pop me a line on there. Now again, I'm not really zooming in real tight to see if I indeed want a line there. I mean, to get it real exact, but that's okay, right? I'm going to scroll back here. I accidentally popped that line on there. I'll move it here in a second. Yeah, this is hard to see right now, but I'm not zooming in all the way either. So I'm just popping some major levels here, right, that I can see. Go at the bottom of these candles here, right? So now I'm getting some historical levels where this likes to trade at, right? And I can refine lines as I go back and look back in history, right? I mean, maybe split this one here up a little bit to here to there, or not, right? And here's a place here. I can pop a couple lines on. So that gives me a rough idea, right? Again, if I was going to be really meticulous about this, I would zoom in there, right? So now I can come back to my 1 minute chart, reset it. Now I have some lines of decision. I have some support and resistance lines that I can better make decisions on when to enter a trade, right? And so I had this double top here. It broke through. I would play on the breakthrough if it breaks and holds above these levels here, right? And I'm going to pop a line there on a 1 minute chart just for it. I may want to pop a couple 2 minute lines on here, see where this is traded at. May even want to tweak the line better on a 2 minute. I'll move that up a hair, right? I can see this one's popping here. You know, so I can scroll forward and backward. Now I have something to go by. I've never traded this. Now it did break and hold. Now I'm late to the game here, right? So if I decide I'm going to trade this, I got to really be careful. Or the best thing would be to wait till it gets to the next level, right? So can I trade this? Yeah, I can jump in and trade that, right? So, you know, if I wanted to, I mean, I don't know what, let's just do whatever, 100 units, whatever that is, right? So we treat this like a stock, right? So right here, it's already reached today's high. That's a dangerous spot to be in, right? Because now other people know that and they might want to sell off here. So that's set the official high of the day right there at that, whatever that is, $6.50. So am I going to enter here? No. Now I'm going to wait for a break and hold above this level before I enter. That's my entry criteria. I've never traded this a day in my life. And the reason I'm showing you this is because this is all 100% applicable to whatever you trade. This is what Coach teaches us. So I want to wait on a break and hold to here before I enter this trade. All right. Now, I don't know this. I can play this down. I can on this chart, but I don't know if this is this a perpetual that I can trade to the downside in reality or not.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yep.
I am on TradingView, so it'll let me
trade it
do
up
it, but
and
I
down.
just wanted to make sure it was a real thing, right? So if this even pulls back, I could trade it to the downside and make money, right? See, I know a little bit to be dangerous, right? So, but I know what my trading criteria is. Here's a candle it's trying to break through. There's not much volume here. So you had that big gamma candle there. Now as the volume's dropped off, does not want to break through that new high, but so I'm going to wait. Doesn't mean it won't. Or I could jump in and play this to the downside, right? If I had something to go by, right?
Yeah, I didn't know it was up 50%, but I was getting alerts last night, and it kept sending the ICP. So whenever you said it, that's whenever I was like, well, yeah, that's an alert. That's how I knew about it. But I didn't know it was going crazy like that. I mean, it's a slow climb, but 50% ain't nothing to sneeze about.
Yep.
Oh, somebody got some information about it? What happened?
Yeah, past 24 hours, it's gone up 93%. But
yeah, it's crazy.
This is typical for this one. They pump it up and also.
Yep.
Oh,
So it's
I
going
don't
to be cautionary tale with its.
Okay. See, I'm making money on this right now to the downside. Look at that. See that?
Yep.
See, I could have took that profit there. I just wanted you to see, right? There I am. I'm up 20 cents. Woohoo! All right. Apparently, you got to buy a lot of this to make money. I didn't know. I just bought 100 units. I don't know what it makes or pays out, right? So, but the point is, I was able to make a decision, right? Now, this one had started on its shoulder. That's the only reason I drove in. I don't have any L2 data or anything else to really look at here, right? The play to the upside, of course, I'm not going to play unless it breaks and holds above that level. So I'm playing what I was doing while I was talking. I gave up that profit I could have locked in. I'm going to play that bounce off that top there, right? So, excuse me. So, anyway, so I did some real quick charting of something I never heard of before, and I'm able to capitalize. Now, this is my paper trading account, so it doesn't matter whether I make money here or not. That's why I haven't cashed it out, right? I'm just showing you. But in a matter of a few seconds, and in under 30 seconds, I got an effective chart that I can use to make decisions on whether I want to trade this or not, right? I can see where this plateaued here. See, this pulls back. I'm going to play the bounce off the 9. I'll take my profit here, play back to the upside, make a few dollars up on the way up, right? As it bounces off that 9, right there's some money right there. I'm in. I mean, it's just as much going up as I did going down. Bang, bang, took my profit. Made money to the downside, made money on the bounce off the 9 EMA to the upside. What do you think about that, huh? Whatever. There we go. Never traded this day in my life. Have no idea what it is. Why is that? Why can I do that? How can I do that? Am I a freaking genius? No, I'm not. I am not. I assure you, I am not the brightest bulb in the pack.
What the heck is ICP besides Insane Clown Posse?
There you go. It's apparently a meme coin, right? Whatever coin. So what did I do there? I played the bounce off the 9. Played it. I didn't play it all the way to the 9, but I did play it, the bounce down, and I could play the bounce back off the 9, right? And I made money to downside, made money on the upside.
Hey,
bang,
did
bang.
somebody say it was the Insane Clown Posse? Because I was joking about that.
That was hysterical.
Last night, I was joking about that to Bucko because it kept sending me the ICP. So that's another reason why I stuck in my head. I was like, Bucko, what is this Insane Clown Posse? Like, I didn't know that that's what it really is. That's what it really, the ICP stands
Right, Ralph,
for?
get it, Ralph.
Right.
That's not what it stands for. That's
Is
just those are the initials. It's I forgot what it said it is, but
Yeah.
it's not that.
Anyway, I use the techniques and trading strategies and the rules that Coach teaches us here every single day to trade something that I've never ever traded in my life and made money on the downside, made money on the upside. Bang, bang, right? So that proves my point that I say every day. Once you learn how to effectively chart and you learn how to trade, once you get to training, you can apply it to trading stocks, trading stock options, crypto, futures, bonds, Matchbox toys, whatever, right? And if it can be traded, you can use the same techniques. It's 100% applicable to everything. The only thing different is some of the lingo is different, right? Now, obviously, I needed to buy 10,000 of them to make serious money, right? But it doesn't matter. The point was I was able to do it, right? Based on my training and experience that I've gotten here at American Dream Trading. You want these skills, then paid membership does have its privileges, right? Can you have this on your phone? Yeah, you can trade on your phone all day long, anywhere in the world, right? Once you learn how to use your broker software, you can trade on your computer, you can trade on your tablet, you can trade on your phone, right? You can trade on your friend's phone. If you log in with your account, you can do everything, right? So that's the great thing about being a trader. As long as you have an internet connection, you can trade. Hey, Bellatar, good to see you over there. All right. What do you download? Well, you got to go to your broker and download whatever software your broker that you are using. This is TradingView. This is a charting software. It's a subscription-based model, right? And you have to pay for it. It's not associated with American Dream Trading in any way. It's you can go to TradingView.you-know-what and check that out for further information. I like it because I can link my brokers with this, and I can trade hooked up to my Webull account, my Tradeovate account, and there's just all kinds of them you can hook to it and make trades that way. So that's the only reason I went and looked at this crypto, because this is not a crypto program. This is a futures. But I knew I'd never heard of it. I knew I never traded it. But I knew I could come in here and slap some lines on it and make effective trading decisions, right? Now I don't want to trade it, right? I'm not trading this to the upside unless it breaks and holds above that, whatever that level is there, 60.050, right? But I want to break and hold above that level. So I want it actually probably more getting up to that 6.1-ish. Whenever I get a candle stacked on top of the shoulder of the previous candle, once it gets up here, that's when I would look at it again. But right now, I'm done with it. There you go. Bang, bang. See how that worked? Very simple, very easy. Right? That's what, I was shocked when I came to futures because I didn't realize I already knew pretty much everything I needed to know to make an effective trade. Now, there was a few things. Obviously, I had to learn the lingo and setting my stops properly. But other than that, all the skills and training the coach provides every day, and I've received over the last 3 years, it was actually 2 years at that time, I was able to come right in here and take off like a lot of our members did. So once you learn the little things that are slightly different, you're ready to go. If I link my Webull to TradingView, can you short stocks? Yeah, if you have a margin account and the stock is shortable. Not every stock is shortable, right? So you need to learn about shorting. Shorting will destroy your account, and you'll need a margin account. And if you don't have the money in there, well, guess what? They're coming for you, all right? You do have to if you get a margin call because you went the wrong way on a short, shorting is one of the most dangerous things you can do if you don't know what you're doing. So if you're asking about, can I short stocks? Well, I take it you're fairly new, and I would highly recommend you don't do that until you get some good experience and training under your belt, right? I can do that. We can do that trading futures. You can trade up, you can trade down. If you have a margin account, margin cash account, you can short stocks. You can go up and down, but not all stocks are shortable. Matter of fact, most aren't. Now, the big name ones that you're familiar with usually are. But to be shortable, a broker would have to own them previously. So you can borrow against it, right? On credit is what you're doing. It's like using a credit card, right? If you don't make money, well, guess what? You can't pay off that debt. And, they're coming for you. Uncle Guido with the baseball bat and the crooked nose will be standing on the front porch wanting his money. And you got to pay it. Or you will be in big trouble. They'll come for your house, your car, your kids, your kidneys, your neighbor's house, the neighbor's kids, all that. You're going to have to pay it one way or another. So best not play with that unless you know what you're doing, right? Now, once you're a good trader, it's not an issue, right? Once your mechanics are great, you understand the intricacies of trading, then it's not. I short all day long, right? It's not any harder to short than it is to go long, but you got to know what you're doing, because if it goes against you, either way, and you end up with a margin call, unless you got a bunch of money sitting around in the bank that you can pay by the end of the day, you're going to be in trouble. So please don't do that. Anyway, there we go. So that was an exercise in trading something I've never traded before. You're welcome. So get to trading and education, and that's exactly what we do here at American Dream Trading. We are not a call-out group. We do never tell you when to buy something or sell something, right? We want to educate you so that you can make your own decisions on whether this is a good trade to get in. Now, once I'm in it, when do I get out? Well, how do I use my indicators? How do I chart? How do I put all that information together and make good decisions in my trading criteria, right? So and that takes time. It's not easy. Obviously, it's not, because if it is, everybody and their brother would be doing it, right? And everybody would be a millionaire. Even people that trade in here every day at American Dream Trading, they're not all millionaires. They're learning to become one. They have the potential to become one. We all do. It's how much. Ralph, is that what you just did? One of our paid members just took your ICP and made 12.25% on his trade. Just scalping it. Way to go there, buddy. That's how we do it.
It broke over 6, you know.
He's never traded that in a day of his life, and he just had made 12% on his money. Where else can you get 12% that quick? So you need to give who was that? That was Catalin over there on TikTok that called that out there, Ralph.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Right? You can do that all day long, right? Quick bang, bang, quick bucks. You see me do it, you see me trade up and down. So we do this all day long, folks. We start live trading as early as 4 a.m. through 4 p.m. So you can get up to 12 hours a day of live Zoom call training where you have access to an open mic and a live Zoom chat also, if that's what you prefer to do. And I highly recommend you take advantage of it. Nothing else, grab one of them free 7-day trials. You'll find that out, all that information over on our website, which is aptly named American Dream Trading. You know what? COM. I don't say it out loud because one of the social medias don't like you saying other websites. So we try to stay away from doing that. We find they didn't like that too much for whatever reason. So that's why I was spelling it out. So you all know what's at the end of a standard website, right? I don't have to say that out loud. So go to American Dream Trading. It's a website. There's NQ pulling hard down, broke below this one big gamma candle breakdown below this bottom here, this double bottom. Again, big gamma candle. What do we do with gamma candles? If it looks like it, we can go a 50% retracement play on that. Ride that. Generally, it'll go pull back because people take profit and get out of it. You'll get a pullback on that price, and you could capitalize, go short on the way down, long on the way back up. Usually about 50%, it'll stop, right? And watch this candle. Let's see if this comes up to this level right here. I'll leave my cursor, that little right there. That's about the 50% level, right? Bang, bang, right there it is. Bang, you just take a profit, locked it in, and there you go. And look at a pause right there. And pull back. I'm sorry, say again?
When you're doing that with a 50% retracement, what are you looking for? Are you looking at the volume?
Yes, I'm looking at a big, ginormous candle that's not ordinary, right? There's a sudden surge. It broke through a double bottom in this case. And you get that trace. If it stops there and you see the next candle's not starting on the shoulder of the other one, you can jump right back in, ride that bad boy up about 50% and bail, right? Lock in that profit. Now, you don't have to bail if it keeps going back up, ride the ride, right? But generally, as a rule, and again, it's not carved in stone, but as a general rule, you'll get that 50%. See, if you'd have stayed in this one, you'd be getting 100% almost of that candle, right? But you'll generally get them 50%ers just because people grab the profits down here and then other people are buying in, right? And it's not settled. You don't want to stay in it and hope it goes all the way back up. You see that candle pause? Lock it in. So, all right. Now this one actually is doing very nice bottom bounce there, right? So if you just actually stayed in that, you'd be making all kinds of money. Probably go back up here to the 9. You can catch the bounce off the 9 and play it back down. That happens a lot too, right? So now if you get a couple candles, what you're looking at, it's a stair step up here, get up to that 9, it may bounce, stop right there, bounce, pull back. Now it's a risky trade. You're entering a trade that hasn't started yet, right? You're just going by what can happen statistically, right? And technically, this candle did go up there and touch the 9 pull back. It just happened so fast, you wouldn't have had time to react to it, that's all. So thank you for those follows over there on TikTok. Our goal over there is to get up 15,000, smash them like buttons, bang, 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 get them hearts a-flowing, smash them. That don't take but 10 seconds to add 500 hearts up there. Get over there and get that likes on there. Bang, bang, bang. Our goal is 15,000 today. So there you go. That's how you do it, right? And these are all strategies that coach teaches. Now that's an advanced thing, trying to grab that 50%, right? You got to be a good scalper. You got to have your mechanics down good. You got to be laser focused to not hesitate on your thinking about taking the profit and getting out of Dodge, right? And resetting. So now it's pulling back down, but I'm not going to enter this trade because I want to make sure it breaks and holds. And it didn't start on the shoulder of the previous. Now this one is, right? Can I go down and play that to the downside? Well, if it gets some oomph to it, I could. Right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot of oomph. It's trying. That looks pretty good right there, right? Let's see what we got below here. I should move my chart up a little bit, right? Let's see what I got going on down here. See, I entered the trade. Always enter a trade. Make sure you have a stop in case it pulls back on you. So this one trade, I have a $36 potential loss risk there, right? And so now this one kind of failed there with lower volume. It didn't really go all the way down, but initially it did. It had that little bit of oomph. So I'm going to see what happens here. I'll lock in my profits. Once it gets back, you can see I'm down $1, a whole dollar, right? See how that price point fluctuates here? Right now I have the P&L up so you can see it happening in real time. So you can see how these candle movements, and you have to allow those things, right? You can't freak out just because the candle's moving. Now, did this one start on the shoulder of the previous? Yeah, but it's kind of green right now. I'm not convinced yet. I want to see some oomph. I want to see volume. When I say oomph, that means there's volume coming into that candle. That's going to make me money. Look at that. Looky that, right? Pause. I'm taking my profit. Bang, bang. Made a whole 18 bucks on that. Can I do the upside on that big old Ganda candle? Yeah. If I'd have been good, right? Bang. I could have jumped on that. Look at that. Is that 50% of that candle? Locked in that profit. Bang. Got out. Made money both ways. You got to be quick. You got to be prepared to do that, right? Now, I wasn't because I was talking, but I could have done that in real life, right? So I'm going to wait on this pullback and see if it still wants to come to the downside or not, right? This is NQ. NQ is very, very volatile. It's not for the faint of heart. I suggest if you're not an experienced trader, you don't even trade it because this can wreck your account, right? So I'm looking for a downside play here if it'll let me, right? We'll see. But it didn't. That candle didn't start right. It popped right back up. I do have my trend line here on Coach's Indicators. Could reject off that also, right? But I'm not going to enter until I see what happens, right? So now I can enter this trade differently here using this widget. Questions, comments? Yes, Trader B. No fiddle farting around with NQ. You got to make quick decisions, or it could smack you in the face. See if this is going to reject off of here, which it did, and I hesitated. So I missed that pop down, right? I could have locked that in for some cash that quick. Now, you're better off getting into something that's going to run so you're not jumping in and out all the time. That's very stressful, right? Now, if this comes up and hits that 9, yes, I will play it to the downside. If that candle wick or whatever goes up there, right now it's playing games, right? So I don't even have any large order. Well, there's a, what was that, 85 level? That's pretty much where it's at right now. It might have wanted to pull down to. If this comes up to the 9, I'll play the bounce. If this comes up to this white line, which is my 9 EMA, if it pauses there at all, I'm going to click to the downside and make money on the bounce off of that line. It's a point of resistance, a point of decision. But you got to be careful. It's a risky trade. It could very well go right up through it, right? It's getting a little tighter here now. It's going to be a tougher trade, right? That one started on the shoulder of the previous, so I'm not going to do that trade. But let me do it anyway, right? Just to show you. I wouldn't do that because this started on the shoulder. That shows that it's got strength to the upside, right? Now, I could have locked that $5 in, right? But I didn't. And like I said, this started on the shoulder, so that's a sign of strength, right? So anyhow, so, I can lock that in. There's 1750. Took that bounce off the bounce there. Didn't wait around, right? It was a little volatile right there. We had some volume come in there. Occasionally on TikTok, you'll see me type some random numbers into the chat. That's just so TikTok knows our chat's active. All right. Yes, you can test that paper trading. It works. That's the whole purpose of paper trading, is to test what your knowledge is and that you know how to use your broker software. All right. So this is NQ. This is the NASDAQ 100. This is the micro version of it, trading micro contracts. MNQ, standing for micro. Right. So anyhow, looking at my L2 over here. I'm going to adjust my system over here. Hang on with me. I can't really see. There we go. Let's try that. All right. So this is scalping is what I'm doing, right? It's high risk, high reward sometimes, right? But you can really get hurt scalping. It's not for somebody that's new, right? You don't want to be that person that does that, right? And I am also buying at market, so I may not have very good fills, right? This is the micros here, right? I seen it might want to bounce up there a little bit. And real quick, right there, 30, 40 bucks. I locked that in. I didn't wait till it came all the way up here because it might bounce off the 9 when it gets up there. But I locked in $32 in a matter of seconds. Bang, bang. Right? On micros. All right? Now that was 5, but it wasn't a single micro. So that's how you do that. That's called scalping. I knew what I wanted to do in the trade before I entered it, right? So I'm looking here, bounce off this level here again. Let me see if it gets up here. You know, if it comes up to the 9, I'll get out again. I'll keep doing this. If this wants to do this all day, now it's going to do it less and less because it's already tried it once. Well, it's tried it 3 times actually. So I'm going to see if this one pays off or I get beat in the head here, right? There we go. I'm not going to play around, right? As soon as I see a pause or pull back at hair, there was another $32 I just locked in there. Now I'm going to wait and see if this wants to break and hold up here. The trend is still down though, right? You don't want to go against the trend. That's how you wreck your account. Trend is your friend until it isn't, right? Right now it's just kind of consolidating down here, for the truth be known, right? I'm just scalping instead of letting these things run just to grab the quick money. And I do this all day long. Right? I am a scalper, so. And I'm on a 1-minute chart, yes. This says MNQ1. That stands for a 1-minute chart. If I put it on a 2-minute chart, you see it changes to 2, right? Or 1 hour, it'll actually say 1H, right? That's how you know which one I'm on. It's a watermark there. As a scalper, I generally trade off the 1. I will trade off the 2 a lot to kind of calm myself down. It slows the candles down a little bit, right? You don't get so jittery, wanting to jump in and out and all that jazz. So, look at that. So now we're sitting down here. Just like I say, it's consolidating. All right, questions, comments? When I look around the block here. Hello?
Snoozing.
That's a question.
Sure.
I just opened up my TradingView paper account.
Okay.
You had your buttons buy and sell on the right-hand starboard side, yet on the right side, but now they're back up to in the left corner. How'd you get them down to the right?
Well, that's on the trade widget here, down at the bottom, which you
Yes,
can't.
sir.
If you look on Zoom, you can see it. You can't see it because my it's behind me on my lives. But that
Oh, okay.
down at the bottom down there, you'll see, if you put it in paper trading mode, right? You got to
Okay.
do that first. Did you do that?
I'm in there right now. Yes.
It says paper trading with a green dot. You know you're in there, right? Right
Uh-huh.
next to it, you'll see the trade
Yes.
tab. That's what pops that up over here.
Oh, okay.
So I
Perfect.
can
Thank
buy
you,
and
sir.
sell. There's multiple
Okay.
ways. I can buy and sell this way. I can use this over here on the left and right, and you can set your what you want as your default, right? I can do it that way. I can come into DOM over here, the depth of market. I can buy and sell using a price ladder if I like. I can also have my buttons here at the bottom, which has like what we call the turbo key buttons. So there's all kinds of ways you can place a trade. And as a matter of fact, you can even right click right here and tell it to buy something, right? I can buy right here, right? Bang, bang. And it makes an order. Once it gets up there, it fills that order, right? So there's all kinds of different ways you can do the same thing. You need to know how to do all those, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty proficient bouncing around on paper, and then I learned last week how to put it to Webull. Someday I'll switch it over.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, you want a paper trade, get the mechanics down very good. Know how to get in and out of a trade 5 different ways. All right. You got to master your broker software before you even think about trying real money. All right. How much margin do I need to buy 5 mini contracts? It varies from broker to broker. NQ is, again, roughly, now this is going to be off a little bit. I haven't printed out I updated it, but I didn't print it. So MNQ is, just say, $170 roughly. All right. My price sheet's off a little bit. I haven't updated it. So 5 times 170. All right. Some brokers, you can get them as little as $50 or $100. Each broker has their own requirements. That 107-ish price is Webull's price, right? I think on Trade-Evate it's 100 to trade 1 unit of NQ. Now this is the Russell I have up here. So NQ is more expensive, right? Yeah, Russell, I believe the Russell, the Dow, ES, and gold you can trade for as little as $50 a contract with Trade-Evate. So here goes the Russell breaking out up here, right? I could have jumped in that, bang, right? Jumped in it that quick. I'm into trade, yada, yada. Let this run. My entry was a little late. I like to do the break and hold of the 9 myself, which this one did. It started on the shoulder of the previous candle. I just missed the upside play of that, right? A little bit. So that's all right. This is, so now because I entered late, now it's harder for me to make profit, right? If I got in down here where I normally would have, if I'd been watching it, right? So you can see I'm down, whatever that says, $300, right? Again, this is my paper trading account, so I can show you what not to do and do things wrong and all that. It's not going to hurt. How much buffer do you need not to liquidate? That's a good question. I've read anywhere to make sure you have 50% more than what you're trading, which is not a bad, or double what you have, right? If you're trading, obviously if you're trading one contract, you want to have at least enough money in there for 2 to 3, right? You don't trade if you put $50 in there, obviously you don't want to get into that, because if it pulls back on you 2/3, it'll self-liquidate you, right? And that's a danger. So you always want to have a nice buffer in there. It's up to you. It depends how good of a trader you are. The better the trader you are, the less risk you take, right? The less amount you may have to have. But generally, if it gets down around that 10-15% of your value, you're going to get liquidated automatically, right? I don't know what the exact, it's up to the broker what that setting is. But we've had a few people get self-liquidated for that very reason, right? Pulled back on them once too much, and they didn't have that much money in their account, and they were trading something they probably shouldn't have, and it pulled back on them, and bang, it just self-liquidates you. Like, where'd my trade go? Oh, you got liquidated. So now your account's at 0. Now you got to refund your account again, right? Don't want to do that. So, just because you have $500 in your account doesn't mean you need to trade, let's say they're $100 a contract, doesn't mean you trade 5 contracts. No, you trade 1 contract for $100, right? And you build your account with that 1 contract. And when it gets, maybe when it gets to, say, 600 or so, maybe I'll go to 2, and I'll keep trading 2 for a long time. Maybe once my account gets to 800 or 900 or 1,000, then I'll go up to 3 contracts, right? And so on and so forth. So you don't want to push the limits of what you have in your account with too many contracts. That's a recipe for disaster. Because at any given moment, you can get a losing trade. I get losing trades every day, right? I won't tell you how much money I lost on one trade today, but it was a lot of money, right? I got it back plus more. I don't worry about it because I know I have the skills to recover, unless it's towards the end of the day, obviously, right? But you don't want to push things. So I would say have double when you're first starting, right? That way you can trade 1 contract and you have double the amount of money in there. Again, you do whatever you want to do. If you want to have triple in there, have at it. Just don't go in there with the bare minimum. You're just going to get liquidated, and then you got to start all over again. So you don't want to do that, because you will have red trades. You're welcome. Yeah, people think, like, Tradevate, their margins are actually pretty low. I don't know if they're the lowest, but they're pretty low. I can trade a contract to ES or a contract to gold for $50, right? So I'll go in there with 50. People think they can go in there with $50 and make all kinds of money off that $50, which in theory is true, as long as your trades are always green and it always goes way up, right? And you build your account over time. But that first one red trade you had, what if your first trade's red, right? Now you're hurt. Now you can't even buy one contract. So what good is it? So that's another reason for having that buffer in there, right? In case if you only had $50 and you bought one $50 contract and you lose $10 on that trade and get out, no, you didn't get liquidated, but now you don't have $50 minimum to make that one trade, right? You're $10 short. So you can only trade with what you got in your account. So that's another good reason for that generous buffer in your accounts, right? Eventually your account will grow where it will be a non-issue. But starting out, yeah, you really want to have a nice buffer in there. Okay.
Mark Ace has got his hands up.
Ace, what's up?
Hey, Mark. I had a question regarding the break and hold when it comes to scalping.
Mm-hmm.
Would a long candle going past the 9 be considered a break and hold, or is there another candle necessary in order to confirm that?
Well,
I know
if you ask multiple successful scalpers in American Dream Trading, a lot of them will just go and they'll get on this just because it's a large candle, right? I'm a little more conservative. I do wait on that next candle. Yeah, it aggravates me. You sit there and wait on it to break through, and then you get a ginormous gamma candle, right? Like, dang it. I want to see it step up, right? So I can get in closer to the 9, right, on the break and hold. I can name you 2 traders right off the top of my head that have told me, yeah, they don't care about it. They play the power, right? And you'll see Coach scalp those also, right? If it breaks through and it's got a lot of oomph to it, he'll just jump in, snag what he can, and get out, right? I'm always looking. I just found for me, it's safer to wait for that break and hold, which is this candle here. This broke the 9. It was a nice big candle, right? Now, could I have jumped in that? Yeah, I could have, right? And then it would have went right into it, but you don't know that at the time. Plus 21's right there. So I like to wait, make sure that candle's on the shoulder of the other one and with some oomph to the upside, right? And also looking at the big picture. Where's my indicators? Where's my historical levels? All that. It's not just a random jump in and, grab it. You got to look at the big picture also, right? So, but yes, I can tell you 2 people in our group that are successful scalpers that will do that big gamma candle and count that as their entry. And it works for them.
You got it. Okay.
I just personally, hard to believe, I know, but I'm more conservative in that regard. I want to see that because so many times I try to game it, right? Oh, it looks like it's got that action, right? And about every time I do that, it doesn't hold, right? And it pulls back. And I end up losing money on the trade. So I just kind of stop doing that, right? And really bearing down, really, knuckling down and following that rule.
So in that scenario right there, let's say you were to get in on that gamma candle
Mm-hmm.
and it does pull back, would your criteria to get out be when it touches the 9 again?
Yes, when it breaks and holds below the 9. So I wouldn't like that, but because, I just got into this stinking trade. Now I'm losing money. And that happens, right? It happens all the time, right? You get into it and it pulls back a little bit on you or a bunch, right? But I still use my entry criteria and exit criteria are the same. Break and hold above the 9 or break and hold below the 9 to get out of a trade. Or if I'm going to the downside, break and hold below the 9 or break and hold above the 9. Now, the exit strategy is for once the trade's already going, right? So, so once you get in a trade, if that does pull back, and it does happen, you got to make a decision what you want to do, right? So, and that's hard sometimes.
Okay.
Good
yeah,
question.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Good question.
I'm still focusing on gold and oil because oil doesn't move as much, and I'm still just going with the 2-minute EWO.
Okay, that's great.
But I've noticed I have to get up earlier.
Well, at least you're looking, right?
Like 2 to 5 a.m.
Yeah, if you like, that's a great time, right?
Yeah.
I've been getting up, not on purpose. I mean, I just wait. Whenever I wake up, I come down. When I get done putting around and going through my morning routine that we all go through, then I get down here and start trading, right? I'm up, might as well make money, right? And I do like that 2 a.m. time period on. There's a lot of stuff goes on that time. And if you, whatever it is you trade, just look at the history or scroll backwards and see when do these things get nice movement. In other words, they have volume to move, right? And there are times where it's dead, right? That midnight to, 12 or whatever, there's a lot of volume sometimes in a lot of these things. So know what you're trading, know how it likes to breathe and move, because they all have their own personalities, believe it or not, and research that. Pull up a chart and scroll back and see, if you see a lot of movement, it's not consolidated and it's not going flat because it doesn't have any volume. Look at it, just write down the times that you see it. You'll see a trend there, right? Now, that's not to say every day. I've come in at 2 a.m. and start trading. There's no volume, right? And you sit there like, dang, I could have slept in, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I do. I just honestly love that 2 a.m. I don't set an alarm. If I just wake up naturally, I don't set an alarm for anything anymore. Them days are over with. But if I want to get up early, my body will wake me up because I already programmed my brain sort of. My brain, hey, brain, wake me up at 1:55. It's surprising how well that works, actually. Right? Unless I'm really tired. But I haven't set an alarm unless I had to actually be somewhere. Now, if I'm going to fill in for somebody or somebody said, hey, can you do this for me in the morning? Yeah, I'll set an alarm just to make sure I don't miss it, right? But other than that, nope, no alarms for me. Them days are over. American Dream Trading came into my life. I got to retire because of trading and American Dream Trading and all the principles that Coach taught. Them days I answer until alarm clock are over with. Matter of fact, if I look at my phone right now, I have an alarm for Friday around 7:30. It goes off to remind me to take the trash down for the garbage man to pick up. I have Sunday morning alarm just in case I don't wake up. I always do anyway. Make sure I'm not late rushing around for church. And other than that, that's pretty much it. All right, we're now in Power Hour. Thank you, Orklo, for that reminder. What's going on with the market crashing today? Well, the market didn't crash today. The market just done what the market does, going up, going down, right? Yeah, these, it's a 1%. Nasdaq's down about 2. That's a nice pullback, but it's not a market crash. A correction is going to be 7% or 10% or more. A big correction is like 20%, right? These are nothing. When this went down today, we can go up or 3 times that tomorrow. We've seen these average 3% movements up and down in a day, right? But yeah, there's a nice pullback. It's just, market uncertainty right now, right? Government's still shut down. We're still talking things worldwide. There's conflicts going on. There's all kinds of things, right? So anyhow, yeah, it's not a crash. Try to avoid using that word. A crash is like 20% or more, right? That's a crash. And we love it when it goes down because it's just easy to make money going down. I think it's easier to make money when it goes down than it is going up because people panic sell and they want to get out of their positions. And that drives the price down for. What platform do I use? Gary asked. Well, what you see on my screen is Trading View. It's a charting software. And you can go, it's not associated with American Dream Trading at all. It's just probably the single largest independent charting software in the world. It's used worldwide. It is a subscription-based model. You can go to their website and check it out. And go with it. I like it. It's pretty. It's got a lot of things you can do with it. And I can link my brokerage accounts with it. I use Webull, I use Tradeovate, and I can link both of them and make my trades and execute trades using this. And I like it. I like it a lot. So it's not that I don't like Webull's. I traded, as a matter of fact, I traded a big portion of the day just using Webull's app, right? You got to know how to use them like anything else. TC 2000, no, I don't even know if I've even looked at that one. I've done plus 500. I've played around with it. I didn't open up an account, but I did play with it. I wasn't impressed with their charting at all. But they have low margins also. TC, I'm familiar with that. It rings a bell, but no, I don't believe I've ever tried that one. So I just have 2 accounts now. I use Trade for my small account because it doesn't cost much margin to get in there trade, and I use that. I trade live in front of our paid members using that. You can get well, Tony's reminded me over here in our live Zoom chat. For TradingView, you can get a live 30-day free trial with all fully functional, right? And it's the higher tiered one that you get to play around with. Once your 30 days are up, then you're done with it. But yeah, it is. It's a free 30-day trial you can get before you pay it. You can try it before you buy it. I highly recommend it. I love it. I don't recommend things as a general rule, but I do love TradingView. I highly recommend it. You will love it. And you need what you see here, these indicators and all this here. This is part of the paid membership with American Dream Trading for VIP or above memberships. VIP Gold, and Futures memberships and Diamond memberships, obviously. All get this. This is an overlay. It's a script, Pine script actually. It's a code that overlays inside TradingView that we've created, and with the items that Coach likes with over his 33 years of experience in the markets. And this really helps you make decisions on when to get in or out of a trade or evaluate the trade you're in. Doesn't tell you when to buy and sell. There's no buy me. I mean, there is once you learn what it's telling you, but you got to understand what all this stuff's saying. There's no big flashing buy me button, right? So, how's it going there, Justin? Good to have you here with us. Yep. And you'll see a lot of prop firms integrate TradingView into their systems, right? They have a licensing agreement of some kind where they're using part of their interface as a trading platform. So it's really popular. It really is. And I just like it. I prefer to trade on using this than anything else. But not every broker connects. You have to go to their website. It'll show you which brokers you can connect to it. So if one of those happen to be your broker, you can connect it to your TradingView and trade. So when I click this buy button, now I'm in paper trading mode, but when I click this buy button, if I was hooked up to my Webull account, it takes that money out of my Webull. It's actually connected to my Webull account, and I'm trading with real money in real time, right? Places the order just the same as if I had bought it in real, right? Right now I'm up 150. Bang, and just put $150 into my Webull account. Now I didn't, but I'm on trading. I'm on paper, but you get the drift, right? Same way with Trade Those two I have personal experience linking with. We have other members that have a few other ones. I think I heard somebody say Moo. What's the one they use in Canada? The Interactive Brokers. And there was one other one somebody was using. I know you can do plus 500 hooks up to it. A lot of them do. Just go to their website, TradingView's website, and you'll see the list of brokers there that you can use. I could show you here too if I disconnect. Matter of fact, I will. Let me disconnect, and I'll from this trading. I'm gonna get out of this mode. Let me get it to grab it. There we go. Let me log out of this. All right. So when you log out down here at the bottom, this will show you all. I haven't showed this for a while, but it's on there. It's built into the TradingView app itself, but you go to their website if you don't have this already, right? Show all brokers, right? These are listed not in alphabetical order, listed by people's rankings of them. So you can see Forex, Trade Webull, Moo, AMP, Oneida. These are all big ones that people use. TradeStation, NinjaTrader, which is they bought out Trade Interactive Brokers, Tasty Trade. Your Coinbases, Optimuses. And again, I'm not saying buy any of these. I'm just saying these are some of the options that you have, right? Some of these other Iron Beam. I did play with Iron Beam. I forgot about that one. I didn't open an account, but I did use their free trial. I kind of liked it. It was kind of cool what they offered. Again, I'm not real happy with a lot of these. Leave a lot to be desired when it comes to charting. Most of these other ones I have not heard of, right? As further down you get on the list, you may. So these are ones that you can actually connect to TradingView and trade through by connecting to your account. There's plus 500 down there at the bottom. People just haven't rated it, and it's pretty good, in my opinion. A lot of these I've never heard of, but it doesn't mean they're good or bad, right? I just don't know. not going to offer recommendations. I try to avoid recommendations, so because you may have a different experience than I had. I didn't like Tradevate first time I used it. I had bad fills. It just was not very responsive when I clicked my mouse on the buys and sells, and I actually pulled all my money out of the account and quit using them. And then I decided, well, you know what? It was, I don't know, 8-9 months later, I think. I'm like, let me give it another try, because I got to reading, and then we had actually other members in here, paid members, said they loved Tradevate. They didn't have any issues. I'm like, well, maybe they changed something, fixed something. I don't know. So I went back and looked at it, played around with it. I'm like, hey, this is working pretty good now. So I don't know whether they updated their software, made it better. I have no idea. But I highly recommend Tradevate now. I don't have any issues. I love them. It's great. Their margin requirements are extremely low. Now, is their charting software leave a lot to be desired? Yeah, I don't chart on there anyway. I do all
Mark, a lot of those brokers be for other countries. Like they from a lot of them are for other countries, because TradingView is such a large chart software now, and then they have a lot of different ones for crypto and different markets, but they really expanded the amount of brokers they allow nowadays than what they used to have.
Right.
I mean, 2 years ago, it used to be like 5 or 6 brokers down there. Now they got like 56 brokers to choose from.
Yeah, right. and quite honest, if you already have a broker and you're happy with them, there's no reason to change, right? Unless you're unhappy with them, I guess, right? Do your own research on the different brokers, what they have. They all have their advantages and disadvantages. As far as I'm concerned, there's no one perfect broker. Weeble's pretty good, right? And they've gotten a lot better over the 3 years I've been with them. I'm very happy. I don't have any problem recommending Weeble either. Now, their margin requirements are higher than Tradevate, but Weeble is easy to learn and to use, right? So there's trade-offs. So, all right. So check it out, do your own research. But if you're happy with your broker, there's no reason to change, right? You can open a futures trading account with them, and if you're the importance is knowing what you're using and how to use it, how to get in and out of trades, right? If you don't know how to use your software and you're in a trade and don't know how to get out of it and it's going against you, well, guess what? There goes all your money, right? So you have to be 100% sure how to use everything before you even think about real money. All right. Questions, comments? We'll be ending this broadcast precisely at top of the hour, because I have rehearsal tonight to go to, and I haven't ate yet, so I got to do all that. Anyway, I've been talking all day. I didn't even eat. Imagine that. It's my own fault. Wife's got dinner up there. I said, I'll eat it later, and I said, I'll eat it later. She ever going to? I'll eat after the live broadcast's over. So.
M2K is at a bounce off of a 4-hour level.
Okay. I actually have a gold level right there at that 2445, if that's what you were talking about.
Not that one specifically, okay, but the one your bottom one.
Oh, down here?
439.
Okay. There you go. I got it breaking through the gold level. It hasn't broken held above this level yet, right? I'm going to wait. If I haven't entered this trade already down here, like our paid member 5436 said, I'm going to wait for a break and hold, right? Then I might think about entering the trade, right? Until then, I got to wait because I'm late to the party, right? Can I just jump in that willy-nilly? Yeah, I can, but I want to see that this thing still may want to go. This one didn't actually start on the shoulder of the previous. See? If I'd have jumped into that, I'd be in a losing trade right now. It's where that break and hold comes in. Now, in this case, the people that's already in it, they're not worried about it because they got in down here, right? They can stomach them little pullbacks because they're still in the profit. If you got in down here, you're still in the profit. So you're not worried about that. But because I'm just now joining the party, I got to wait, right? I got to wait on the setup. I got to stick to my entry criteria. If you don't do that, this is what happens to you. And it's not unexpected anyway, if you look behind you, right? Look at all these candle tops here, right? So that shouldn't even surprised you, really. So it's going to break through all that. Now I'm getting close to the top of the trend channel. Makes it an even tougher trade, right? Does that mean I can't make some money here, right here and now? No, I can. I can scalp this, right? As long as it's got oomph to the upside there. I'm not going to hang around for all day in this trade. I can tell you that. Got these little levels here. Plus, I'm at the top of my trend line. I don't have much room for profit here. So if this thing goes green on me, I got to take it, right? I mean, it could blow right through this stuff, but I expect it to pull back here, right? I'm talking here, so I'm losing money talking. And then I got the 200 up here, right? So that one lost its oomph, right? It got up here. See these candle tops over there, right? I'll give this a minute to play, right? If it pulls back down, if it doesn't bounce off this gold level I have down here on my chart, I'm going to have to rip the Band-Aid off, right? Take the loss on purpose, even though it may bounce back up by itself. We don't know that, right? Here's my stop way down here. Let me move that up. I don't know. Move that up here to just below the top of that candle there while still remaining under the 9. Actually, I can move it right up here would be better, because if this pulls down below here, I want to be out of the trade. But I can get out just as fast by clicking this little X button here. So here's my test. Is it going to come back up? Maybe give me another chance shot at this? Well, don't know. We'll see. Right? If it decides it wants to get weak here, then I'll just get out of the trade altogether, right? Again, paper money, but it doesn't matter. I still want to win on my trades on paper money. You should treat your paper money that way. Don't be trading $10 million just because your account will let you. If you don't have if you're not going to be trading $10 million in real money, don't do it with fake money. So if you got a $500 account, then that's what you trade with, right? You have to treat it as real. It's not a game, right? This is a simulated trading tool. So you want to use it and train with it like you would your real account. So I'm not impressed if you tell me you made $1 million on a fake trading account. Nobody is. Well, it wasn't real money. Okay, whoopee ding, right? Purpose is to trade with what you would really be trading with. And then if you tell me, okay, now I'll be impressed a little bit. That means you know how to use the software. You made good entry decisions, all right, and you made good exit decisions to be profitable in a trade. That's more important than bragging about I made $1 million, right? What are the indicators that I use? I haven't answered that today, but I answer the same questions every day, so it doesn't bother me. Ask whatever question you want. Right here, the white line is the 9 EMA. The purplish line is the 21 EMA. The orange one is the 55. This blue dashed line is the 200 MA. And VWAP's hiding here somewhere, clear up here, this little yellow line up here. And I'm also trading off my historical levels, right? And I have this green line here and a red line here with a gray line. This is a trend line. It's a parallel trend line if you want. So this is the top of the trend channel, bottom of the trend channel. So I use them also in my decision-making abilities. I'll wait for the break and holds, right? And all that good jazz. So anyway, I'm sitting in this for no reason. I don't know why. I'm just showing you.
Hey, Mark.
Yes, sir.
I know you don't care about this, but Bitcoin is below 100K right now.
Wow. It was 115 last time I looked. I do care.
Yeah.
Why? Because our members care, right? They trade it.
I'm just saying, that's a critical hard, that number that everybody been watching. So,
right here.
And it's a strong, 100K is a strong psychological.
Down 6% today.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a big deal.
Well, and it's in the news. Fear is in the news with Bitcoin right now, right? It's 115 and wasn't, from what I've read, again, I don't trade Bitcoin. I mean, I did. I owned Bitcoin, right? But I don't anymore. Because I found out I could trade things up and down, right? And I was limiting myself by only being able to make money going up. Now, I bought it back when it was into, 70,000, upper 70s. I would have made a bunch of money, but, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
I still made a few dollars on it, but not like, like it did. Now it's below 100,000. But yeah, I mean, I think 103 was a critical level, if I recall properly, on Bitcoin.
Yeah, it was. 103.
Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised to look if I have a chart on that. Let me see here. BTC USD. If I have, might have done it on, it might be on my other chart. These are all 4. I need a 3.0. There we go. Might be on
They
this
have
chart.
so many different ones. Since crypto
Well,
don't have
I have
a
2 versions of
centralized
the chart, so it
exchange.
might be on my old version.
Yeah, yeah, they have so many different ones. Since crypto don't have a centralized exchange, each broker
Yeah, this
has
one
a
don't have.
different quote, a different chart.
I may have blanked out my chart because I don't have this one's not marked.
But yeah, yeah, that's the critical level, 100K.
Yeah, well, I haven't traded Bitcoin in forever. Well, I haven't, right? I bought Bitcoin. I didn't trade it. I just bought it and held it, right? I was going to hold it. So I can come up here, same exercise that we just did with that little meme coin thing, right? Come up here, mark my levels, right? You know, I don't want that kind of a line. Let me change that first. Back here, just pop some white lines on there, right? Some periods of that I can make decisions based off. This is on a 4-hour chart, right? I'm going down here and look and see where it touches all the time. Touched over here, right? Peaked here. Look over here, right? Over here, some areas, right? Same thing. I can just keep doing this on and on, right? And there's whatever this is. I'll check it and see if it touches anywhere else. Confirm whether it's a good level or not. Ain't bad. Let's see here. What do we got over here? I got touches over here on this line? Let me see. Scroll up. Yeah, you got some right here. I can scroll back further. So yeah, there's some action here. So that ain't too bad of a line, right? Now I'm taking longer to do this than I normally would, but I want to see where levels are at. Well, I'm way down here, right? 103. So now I have to find information if I want a good chart, right? I can pop a line right there while I'm at it, right? Pop things as you see them. There's the body of that candle. I have touches over here also. So I don't have any information at 103 because it's been up here for how long, right? Well, I got to scroll back until I can find the information that I need. All right, and here's you can see where these kind of bottom out there together, right? So I can pop some lines on there. I don't even care what the number is. I'm just looking, right? I'm looking for what I can see visually that may be some critical levels here, right? Pop a line there, whatever, right? I can see where these peaked all right in here. I can go down here. There's a little base down here. Now, as I go backwards, I'm going to see if these keep hitting anywhere else, and then I can tweak my lines along the way, right? So I can go in here, about that area. Again, I'm not zooming in. If I really wanted really a good chart, I could zoom in and get, really tweak them. But I'm just slapping some lines on here, basically. This is essentially what I'm doing for real time, right? Just to get me in this trade, right, in case it pulls back. If I wanted to trade it, which I don't, but if I did, right? Now I got some lines on my chart, clear down to 80,000, right? So now I can go back to my current day chart here, right? Reset this. See if I got some lines in the sand that's close to critical levels, right? And again, I didn't zoom in like I would on a real chart to really fine tune it and get it close. See that big gap I got there? So so all that scrolling back, I didn't go back and get enough information. Now I can go back and redo that again. So all that I did, I got lines on my chart, but it's unfortunately down lower instead of right here. So I missed one right in here somewhere. Who's got a level below 100,000? Somebody shout it out. You guys that trade Bitcoin. Anybody? Anybody? Even those you playing at home, you got a level of Bitcoin? Any ticker? Anybody know what tickers I got to trade with $1,000? You can trade a lot if you're with the right broker.
I have 98, Mark.
98 even.
No, it's 98.2. 98.289. Hold on. Why do I have that mark?
Well, you put it there for a reason. What is it?
Oh yeah, it's 98.289. That's the last low. That's the next level that it got to hit on the daily chart.
Okay.
Yeah. So
on a daily. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's done dropped so low.
He just said. I can type in coordinates.
So
here,
basically,
right?
98
what? To what?
98.289.
289, right? And it'll put my line exactly right there. Bang, bang. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and just make that a gold level in case I ever look at this again. I'm like, that Ralph guy, he knew what he was talking about. I'm going to lock it so I don't accidentally erase it. And I'm going to make it thicker. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go this way because I can put text on there. This is Ralph's line.
it was printed on
Today is what?
22nd of June.
11.
Today
4th?
is the
11
4th
4.
of November. Yeah.
2025. All right. So now that'll put that right on my chart. Again, I'm just showing you what you can do here, right?
Right.
So, well, if that ever comes down there and I look at it sometime in the future, oh, look, Ralph was right. Look at it. Hit that line, bounce right off there, right? So, then
Yep.
I mean, you can go fine tune this, go down to 2 minutes and get some lines on there, right? So you can trade, trade this in and out all day long. But to show, it doesn't take long once you learn what you're doing, right? You can slap some lines on to get you into the game, get you a roadmap, get you some points of decision on there, on all the time. So now it's coming back up there, right? So now I can use all my indicators and everything that's here, right? I'm in the middle of this channel. I know I don't want to enter this trade because my gray line's right here. I just don't want to enter the trade right there. It's in the middle, so therefore it can go down just as easy as it can go up. But I will trade the trade if it breaks out above here, and I can play it to the upside, right? Or if it breaks down below this here, I can play the bounce off the 21. But the 9's got it all jammed up right now, so I would. And I believe is not Bitcoin pretty much related to New York Stock Exchange as far as volume goes overall? Is that incorrect or is that sort of correct? Volume dies in the markets, volume dies in Bitcoin. Is that true or untrue?
What is it? Volume dies in the market.
Yeah, Ralph, don't we typically see when volume dies off, or when stock market's struggling, crypto's running? Isn't that like a transfer? People are moving their money over to different markets to trade. I can't remember what
Yeah,
notion was.
Is there a correlation,
I mean,
in other words?
Yeah, I mean, crypto usually follows the market. But what Doug said is true. But that can be true for anything. Whenever if the market is slow, then people go to whatever is running, right? But usually one thing that I see is like whatever the market is doing, Bitcoin is doing it at an exaggerated level. So the market is falling today, and Bitcoin is going down way more. So it's like when the market catches the cold, Bitcoin catches the flu.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
whenever the market is doing really good, Bitcoin is rallying out of control. So it kind of it follows the market, but it does it at the extreme highs, extreme lows. There ain't no in between. It's crazy. But I have seen times also with just like what Doug said, the market be doing nothing and Bitcoin just rallying. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
So could I have traded that to the upside by hitting that button? Yeah, look at that. I'm already down to $39. Pulled back that fast, right? So, it's nothing to click the mouse button to get in and out of a trade. But you got to do it wisely, right? Now I'm down $120 that fast. Why? What did I do? What did I not do? I did not wait on the break and hold of this level here that I drew that line on there for, right? And that's what happens. I didn't wait for the break and a confirmation hold that it wanted to get, and in the 21s right there also, that it wanted to break and hold above that. Does that mean it can't go up? No, it doesn't mean that, but would have been a lot wiser to wait for that confirmation candle instead of now sitting here all itchy and scratchy because I'm in a losing trade the minute I clicked it. It pulled back on me. Well, the reason it did that. So hopefully this next candle will start on the shoulder of previous and have some oomph. Well, it got the first part. There it is. Now I'm up $4. Woo! Right? So now I'm at 55. I might just take my profit. And I can do this all day long, right? When it gets close to here, I'm going to take my profit. I won't. I'm just going to let it run. But see over here, back here over here above my head, there's all kinds of them right there. That level's right there. Now I'm down to $10. What was I up there? I was up like $100 there almost at one point, right? So if I have this charted out effectively, I will know what my levels are and I will trade it accordingly, right? So I knew I was going to get out at the 55 anyway. I mean, I didn't click the button to get out, but I told you I was going to, right? Just to lock in my profits. And if it breaks and holds above 55, well, then we'll go again, right? But I don't have this all charted out, so I'm just going to trade off my indicators, and I can still do that very effectively, right? So now if this goes back up again, right? Volume's kind of getting slow here. We got a half hour left of the trading day of the New York Stock Exchange. See how fast that went from $1 positive to 66 red? That fast, right? Why is that? Well, there's obviously a level here I'm not paying attention to other than these simple candles here, right? So I got all these peaks right here. You know, I could pop a line right there. I could pop a line down here, whatever, right? Just need to take the time to do it. It doesn't take that much time. But if you have that information, you'll be a better trader. Okay, and that's the reason you want to do it. All right. What's going on over there, Matt? You still with us? Or did you fall asleep or did you leave us already? Or are you over at Costco shopping? Or trading, I should say, while his wife is busy. See that? We got a guy, we have a member over there goes to Costco all the time, right? Trades while he's there. While his wife does what she's got to do while she's there. Trade anywhere in the world, any place, any store, any place you got a good internet connection, right? So, anyhow, that's how you do that. You can trade anything as long as you have it charted out properly and you know what you're doing. Questions, comments? Well, we got people. We got a pretty good crowd in here right now on TikTok. That's good to see. Over 90 over there now. Kind of wondering when I restarted it because the logarithm was messed up, but it did work, I guess. Yesterday I kept saying it. Should I start with Trade-Evade? I can't tell you what to do. I cannot offer you financial investment or tax advice. Do I like Trade-Evade? Yes, I do. Do I like Webull? Yes, I do. If you have a really small account, do I like Trade-Evade? Yes, because the margin requirements are much lower, right? Go to their websites, go to whatever, do a search on your own on the top brokers, right? Now with Trade-Evade, you can only trade futures. With Webull, you can trade stocks, stock options, futures. You can do it all over there. So they all have their advantages. Probably one of the reasons Trade-Evade's margins are lower because that's all they do is futures, right? Where Webull's kind of a one-stop shop kind of place, right? So if you don't have a lot of money, you know, if you got a $500 or $1,000 account, whatever it is, yeah, if you like trading at night, right after 6 o'clock, you know, to trade Webull, they have an overnight margin. So to give you an example, you know, again, these are just rough. I'm just rounding these numbers up. If you like trading gold at night, it's $50 on Trade-Evade. Okay, if I want to trade gold at night after hours. Gold is $17,000 basically. It's more than that. It's $22,000 I think now. So I have to have $22,000 just to trade the same thing that Trade-Evade's only charging me $50 on. Okay, so there's a distinct advantage there. Now, if you're only trading during the day, you're still going to save money with Trade-Evade as far as margin requirements. Now, I will tell you that Trade-Evade's fees are higher than Webull's, right? So there's a trade-off, right? On what you want to do, and those are the things you have to weigh, right? I mean, they're not like double the fees or anything, but they are a little higher. All right, so do your own research there, right? And some of them have different requirements to open up an account. Webull's used to be $500 minimum. They recently dropped that down to $100, I believe. I don't even know if Trade-Evade has a minimum. A lot of these futures only brokers really don't have a minimum. Of course, you got to have enough in there to trade a contract, right? You know, just because you can open a Trade-Evade account for $50 or less doesn't mean you should, because you can't trade nothing, right? So yeah, you want, you know, 500, 700, 1,000, whatever, right? So yeah, I like, if you'd asked me in January last year, should you do Trade-Evade, I would have said heck no. I had a horrible experience, and at that time, the ones that were in here that mentioned it, they had mixed. It was like a 50-50 kind of thing, or 60-40. And then we got in here futures, and I was using Webull, and we have more members in here that were already using Trade-Evade, and they had no issues with it. And that's what made me go look at it again, give it a second look, and I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. All right. Again, no one broker is perfect, right? So, but smaller accounts, yeah, I would recommend looking at the Trade-Evades or other brokerage. I don't know what the other ones requirements are. So that's something you'll have to do your homework on. All I can tell you is what I have personal experience with. And if you get in there and you have a lousy experience, it's not my fault, right? You got to make the decision on what you want. You know, that old guy on the interwebs over there said, I'll get Tradeovate. I didn't tell you to get it. I just said I like it, right? I don't have any issues with it. So check it out. They all have demos usually you could try for a couple weeks. I think Tradeovate has a 2-week demo. Now, I don't like their charting. I don't chart at all. Matter of fact, I don't even use Tradeovate's program. I just have the account there. I leave it open, but I do all my trading through Tradeovate by using my trading view, not to confuse the two. This is trading view you see on my screen that's linked to my Tradeovate account. But occasionally, trading view will lose the connection between itself and the broker. Well, if I happen to be in a trade and I got to get out of it real quick, I want to be able to actually click on the Tradeovate button on the program, right? So I always have it open, and it's sitting open and visible in another screen. So in case that happens. Has it happened? Well, I've had a disconnect, but I've never had to where I had to rush real quick. And and TradingView generally reconnects pretty quick anyway. You just click the button and it reconnects it. But you always got to have that backup plan ready to go, right? If you're going to link one thing to another, you better have that one other thing that you're linking open so you can get to it. Hey, Eric, how's it going there, buddy? Good to see you. Come over to drink some Kool-Aid, or you just passing on by on your motorcycle? All right. All right. Again, taking your questions and comments. We have about 20 some minutes left in the day. This is going to be turning into one of the more volatile times of the day, so you got to be careful. Coach's rule is you don't trade the last hour of the day, period. So if you're an inexperienced trader and you're in here trading, you've already broken coach's rules. Why? You should be asking yourself, why am I doing that? I need to stop doing that immediately, right? So. Oh, I'm an experienced trader. I'm not afraid to trade. If you are, and you're confident in your skills and abilities, then have at it, right? You can make a lot of money and lose a lot of money in this time period. So have at it. Every investment has an element of risk. All right. By the way, thank you everybody for those follows. We are up to, what does that say? 7,000 likes. Can't really see what it says. Want to get to 15,000? Can you smash them buttons? Buttons. Bang, bang, bang. Start clicking over there on TikTok. I know how you feel there, Matt. I know. I feel your pain there, brother. Said the prison warden took away his phone for a while. I wonder why. Probably the same reason mine does. Tries to. I still manage to sneak it around when she ain't looking. You gotta learn to sneak. Get your sneakers on. Just like John Belushi in Animal House. You got to learn to sneak. All right. Where are we at here? I would not enter this gold trade personally at this moment due to it's at the top of the trend line with Coach's 3.0 indicators that are part of your membership. You would know to hang out on this yet if you're not already in the trade. You need to break and hold above this level. It's already rejected off of it twice. It's not broke through yet. So no, I would not enter that trade on gold. Not at this moment. Right? And the volume's lower on top of that. Doesn't mean it can't move, but until it does, no thank you. Same thing with NQ. It's pushing the top of this trend channel. Will I enter this to the upside? No. And you can see it's consolidating there. What about ES? Well, look, same thing. Nope, don't want nothing to the upside at this moment. Now, YM, okay. Now it's a different story over here with the Dow. It's above these major indicators. It is above the 9. Now, I do have the top of the trend channel here, plus this consolidation I want to break through. By the time it breaks and holds above this, it should be above that trend line if it does go up. Now, the downward play is a different story. No. Okay? So, what else am I missing? I'm missing M2K, am I not? The Russell? There we go. Let's take a look and see what this is showing me. Do I want to enter this trade to the upside? Well, not unless it breaks and holds above these indicators and can get above this level right here that I can clearly see with my eyeballs without drawing the line. Then I may be able to run it up, if it's fortunate enough to break through these double tops, up to the 200. It's going to take a lot of oomph to do that. Easier play would be to the downside. Why is that? Because then all my indicators, including VWAP, are in my rear view mirror, but I still have a little double bottom down here I got to break through. So right now it's trying to pop up a little bit to the upside. It's just channeling. It's not doing anything. Unless we get a flurry here at the end, it's not going to go anywhere. So gold, still testing this top of this trend line. It has to break and hold above that. No volume. I probably wouldn't trade this, just even if it does break and hold. You can see how small the candles are getting. There's just no volume there right now. All right? So, anywho. Let's see here. I go there. I'm looking at something over here on my other screen. See what happens here. There.
We know what that means.
No.
Oh,
It doesn't. I'm done for that. I ain't wrecking my account. I did very well today. I ain't giving it back because I can't accurately watch it. You know what I mean? But it could be that. You just never really know about me, right? I'm sneaky. I'm sneaky like that sometimes. You ever notice that? Ever notice that? Oh, by the way,
don't even think for 1 second that he's not touching his mouse button over there.
I am. I'm looking. I'm clicking around. I'm doing some clickety clicks. I'm not bashful, but you know, I'm just looking for the future here to see if that's something I might want to consider.
When he starts rambling on nothings.
Yep.
You guys have been hanging out with me too long. Yeah, I'm a bad influence. You know what's really bad is when Doug's describing a trade with somebody, he's working with another member, and he'll say, you know, right here is where Mark would have got in and Mark would have got out. Why? Because he already knows how I trade, right? As a scalper, right? If he's talking about that kind of thing. It's uncanny how right he is most of the time. I kind of laugh. It's kind of funny, right? Well, when we hang together for 12 hours a day, we know how we trade, right? I know who likes to trade what, generally, right? We all have our favorites, and we talk about them, and right? So here it goes. Here's that gold trying to break and hold above this level. Am I in it yet? Well, the other problem is I got this little double top here I got to fight through, which is about halfway of this gap here. So I know I got to watch. It's going to be a tough spot, right? All this chop you're going to have to fight through here. Yeah, not that enticing of a trade, but that doesn't mean anything, right? So, anywho. All right, what else we got? All right, got the break. Do we have a confirmation candle for the individual over there on TikTok? Mr. Wall Street, right? Do I have a break and hold above this candle yet? No, but I got a lot of nice oomph coming in there. That's encouraging. So now I'm going to wait and see what happens here. My next candle, it will happen in about 10 seconds. Next candle will form. I still have to be very uber cautious with all this choppy mess over here previously that started around this time over here above my head, right? So I got to watch for that. There's a candle starting on the shoulder of the previous candle. That's encouraging. It's got some oomph to it, right? There you go. You got to decide would I want to enter that trade or not. Yeah, I could, and I would play it up to see if it eats this wick up here and then take my profit. Bang, bang. So my entry criteria, ignoring this over here, have been met as far as that goes. Now look at it, see? Doesn't want to get past this stuff over here, right? It's there. It's a very real short term. Even though I don't have a line drawn there, I can see that, right? I'm not going to draw one there either. I could, but I don't know what's historically behind that, so I don't want to put another line on there if I don't have to, right? So, anywho, just a looking. It's got about 15 minutes left in the New York session trading time. All right. So what do we do with gold? Are we glad we didn't jump in? Well, look, see? Dang, dang.
Oh, I did. I made a few bucks.
Good. Quick scalp, you'd have got that money, right?
Yep.
That's how we do it. There's a difference between scalping and riding something out, right? If you're a master scalper, I wouldn't have no trouble doing that. As soon as I seen that candle pause, bang, I'd have been out. There's M2K testing the 200 level. So we have some movement now here at the last 15 minutes on the day. See what happens here. Maybe we'll get a giant burst to the upside. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. It doesn't matter because we're gonna trade the trades that are in front of us, right?
Hey, Riley. Looking at that image
Yes,
you
sir.
posted in there, did you
Uh-huh.
take your entry off of the break of your trend line?
I did, and I got in. I exited right at the middle.
Attaboy.
Yes, sir. We're learning
That's how we do it.
over here at American Dream Trading.
Dot. Com.
Can't say it.
.com.
See you later.
All right. So, trades in front of you. You shouldn't be trading if you're an inexperienced trader. If you are, you're about to wreck your account. Don't do it. Or like we do, like to do with our paid. This is one of the benefits of paid membership. When you do something you're not supposed to, you get one of these, and one of those, and one of these, and one of those, and two of these, and one of those. There you go. We don't play. We play to win. We play to make money. That's a great thing about our community. When we do things that we knew we shouldn't, and we share them with others, that's how we learn, right? Hey, I did this, and I broke the rule, and this is what happened. Don't do that. Take my word for it. I just tried it out, and I found out it works when you don't follow coach's rules. Okay. So we are approaching critical levels on all these trades. So if it can break through these, you can get some oomph to the upside. YM is kind of enticing, right? A little bit. It's the Dow Jones Industrial Averages, which is usually the first one they quote on your evening news with Walter Cronkite. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 325 points today.
Oh my gosh. I remember those.
And I sounded like him, didn't I? Huh?
Absolutely.
Hey, what symbol do we have here, Doug? Look, what do we got?
That looks like what we were looking at before.
Yeah,
ICP.
that company, right? We won't say it out loud, but
Yeah.
there it is again, right? Ding, ding, death. Okay,
Good
for
thing
those
we
you
can
playing
short
at
that.
home, ignoring this all over here, what do you see here? What is symbol? Does this what logo, company logo does that look like?
Oh my gosh, he's at it again.
There we go. Come on. There we go. Who's the first one to
Atari.
type the paid members? Don't you dare answer. Unless you want to type it into Zoom. Okay, what does that look like? What corporate logo does that look like? Got to have gray hair. Oh, you know what? That one don't sound too far off either. Pizza Hut. Oh, what's that? Let me look at that one. That ain't what I'm thinking about. That's not the one I'm talking about. Does Pizza Hut kind of look like that?
Riley, did you just do a real cash trade?
Nah. Pizza Hut's more of a roof.
Come on now, Doug.
Come on. What's it look like? Mountain America. Well, I'll take your word for that.
Watching you.
You guys are calling out things, making me look at things I never heard of.
I needed some confidence in this. I charted it out, and then I took some trades. Yep.
It's Power Hour. Put it away now.
Yep. No, I'm done. I ain't giving that
I don't
back.
You
buy
should
that.
be in Power
Unless we're
Hour.
calling out the stock. What's it look like?
I ain't giving that back.
Let me tell you what. Let's give you a hint. Video game related. That should help you. Oh, by the way, to those you answered those other ones. Wrong. There you go. Doug.
They were never going to get it.
Yes, they were. Come
Oh,
on.
it works.
We have some of the smartest viewers on the interwebs.
Never going to happen.
Pong, Wall Street says. Well,
Happy Chef over there says Atari.
there you go. After you already said it.
Well,
By the
you
way,
said it, I
who
wrote it in
invented,
TikTok.
who developed and marketed Pong? Anybody know? Huh? Come on, that was a softball question for you. Pong was done by
Doug, quick
Atari.
question.
Come on. First video game. Jeez. By the way, I had the very first video game. My father went out and bought one for us when Pong came out in the early 70s. I believe 72, 73, something like that. That sound about right?
I got yelled at. Got yelled at while we were playing Pong because my dad couldn't stand the ping, pong, ping,
I thought you was going to say he caught you drinking. He didn't like you playing Pong.
Driving him nuts.
Oh, yeah, those were the days. That was high tech, buddy, let me tell you. Especially
Right.
make them bouncing off the corner. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah, that's the life.
On the days.
Let me see. Pong was actually in 1972. There you go. I guess 72 or 73 was 72.
What do you mean?
Answer
were
for
you
me
playing breaking?
was correct. And gold pulled back. Everything's dumping, right? And we all thought it was going to the upside, right? All right, we got about 8-9 minutes left in the trading period. Glad you all can be here today. We still have our 3 programs with the 7-day free trial. Premium starting at 8:45 a.m. with Coach and the other trading moderators. The crypto, which is on Wednesday nights at 7:15 p.m. live Zoom training. And the futures 7-day free trial, which we start training and trading at 8:30 a.m. every morning. Head on over to our website, which is aptly named American Dream Trading, and get them memberships. You can get the free ones, or if you want to go right to being a paid member, because it has its advantages and opens up much more doors than the free trials do. But as a free trial member, you have advantages to that membership's level and everything that's included with that. So check it out. Get over there now. What are you waiting on? Get the free Discord. I mean, come on, it's free. What more do you want in life? Come on, it's free. Who doesn't like free? Inza says, Atari? Yes. You should know what Atari. It's Ataira. Dink. PlayStation. PlayStation wasn't even thought of back in 72. Come on. And not only that, I'm an Xbox player. So
Not even a thing. I mean, shoot, we had games on computers barely being created.
yeah, exactly. Remember when my brother-in-law had the Mac version, Commodore, that gaming system. That was all text-based.
Yeah, Commodore 64, we had one of those.
Yeah, I didn't have one, but my brother-in-law did. Just go over and play that. Is QQQ's going to dip below 615? I don't know. Why do you think that?
Doug, did you see my question in the?
Yep, doing it right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. No worries. I know you're in a trade, so don't.
Oh, I took it at the bounce.
Oh, nice.
I'm in the long now.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Can it go to 615? Well, anything could happen, right? That's quite a ways down there. It'd be a humongous drop. What's your chart tell you? What's your long-term charting tell you? What's your long-term levels tell you? Right now, it's got to break below 618.50 to do that. Can it drop that far at once? Sure it can. I've seen it happen, right? I used to trade the Qs. Oh, that was my go-to, trading the QQQ stock options. And that's why we're now over here. I like trading the NASDAQ futures. Same thing, right? But the levels are also different. So do I think it's going to go there tonight? No, based on the movement presently. But you could get a massive drop right now. You never know. That's what happens, right? But you need to look at your charts, look at your long-term levels. What do you think the trend is for getting there, right? That's a huge drop if it does, but anything can happen. Would I buy options that low? Well, you could. That's way down there. I don't know that I'd want to do that without extensive research.
Doug, I don't see it on mine.
Hold, please.
No worries.
Anyhow, that's it. I thank you all for being here today. Hopefully you'd learned a little bit of things. Got some of your questions answered. And we are live here 3 times a day. Coach is live from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'm live here with the futures from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern. And immediately at the top of the hour is the aftermarket show over on our YouTube page, which our channel is appropriately named American Dream Trading. There you can join Dawn and her show. You can even join her panel with a live open microphone and a camera if you so choose to, or you can do like you do here in your social media and type in your questions and comments. That starts at 4 p.m. Eastern time, also each day, Monday through Friday. Make sure anybody you come in contact with the remainder of the day until we meet again, that you try to be one that lifts them up and encourages them. You never know what that person standing across from you, smiling at you, is really going through on the inside. So try to be an encourager, not a discourager. Also, we will see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Goodbye.